Hello and welcome to another episode of BZG's Talking Shit. My name is Barrett Courtney, as always, I am your host, and here, joined with me, is my great co-host and even better friend, the bisexist from Texas, Henry Montiero. What's up, Henry? How you doing today?
It's such an octopus of a thing, and I only have an inkling.
Okay. And usually we have a third member here, the chunky punk Ricky Balazan, but he's off. He's out this week, but it's okay. We're still running the show. It's all good. Right?
Hold me.
If you don't know what we do here at Talking Shit, one of us brings in a topic of discussion, and then we talk some shit about it. And today's topic comes from myself.
And what is it?
My topic today is...
see it from the screen right here.
I've been thinking about this a lot because I've been thinking about like HD collections and being able to be in control of like what gets released and whatnot. A question came up in mind, and I don't know if we'll be able to fully answer this question today. Maybe we'll come back to it. Is if you could make a video game, what would that video game be?
Do we have parameters?
I would say no. You don't have any parameters here.
So, like...
You can use any IP. You could use your own IP. It could be like a completely new story. Gameplay, how you want the gameplay to be is like all up to you. What would that be?
It's funny because when I was back in elementary school, before I figured out that I wanted to be a writer and a musician, I really wanted to get into designing video games.
Okay.
Because I didn't realize that shit's impossible.
Yeah. You got to be really smart to do that.
And I actually had like a whole book of games to make.
Yeah, just like ideas that would pop up. Okay.
Like ideas, covers I would draw really shittily. And so, like, that's at the other house, but I can still remember some of those.
Okay.
And my personal favorite one was this one I came up with. The name's really stupid. It's called Metal Boy.
Okay.
And the idea behind it was about, like, this like, kid.
Okay.
Who had the power that he could turn his limbs into different metal objects.
Okay.
So, like... If it was made of metal, you could turn it into that. So it was kind of like Mega Man in a 3D space.
Interesting. As
you like use these metal powers to move around locations.
That's interesting. It sounds like one of them indie games.
Yeah.
Sounds like it could be like a really good like indie game.
Maybe if I get into sprite work. If I learn how to do 2D platformers, I'll make it.
Yeah. I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I don't know if I have an answer, and that's probably bad.
Then why did you bring it as a topic?
Exactly. But I've been thinking about like I really like action adventure games, so that would definitely be like my basis of like sort of a linear game where like collectibles definitely like influence from Donkey Kong 64 and like Batman and Uncharted. Like, I would really like a game, because I really like that moment in Donkey Kong 64 where you realize, like, these collectibles would have helped you on a certain level of, like, yeah, like, you see, like, collectibles now where, like, Uncharted, you collect all these little trophy things, and you can read up about them, and that's really about it.
Riddler trophies.
And, like, Riddler trophies, like, it doesn't really, like, you get to catch the Riddler, but that's about it. But
Can you catch the Diddler?
The way Donkey Kong 64 works is you collect these blueprints all throughout the entire game, and the more you collect, the more time you get to shut down. There's a level where you have to shut down this machine, and the more you collect, the more time you get to take it down. So if you don't collect any, you get like it's like 8 or something. Like it's like 5 to 8 minutes, and it's like really hard to do. So I want to do. I don't know like what kind of game I would make. But I would want it to be like that, like, it's not necessary, but it would help you a lot if, like, you had to collect all of these things, and then you got to a certain part of the game, you're like, oh, fuck, that's what those were for. So, that's, like, an element I would want. But I would also, like, I would really want to do another Batman game.
Yeah.
With the Rock City format, but I would want to, like, maybe redo Arkham Knight in a way, where just make the Arkham Knight game... but without the Batmobile. And anytime like you need the Batmobile, just fill it in with like some other mechanic and just no.
Yeah.
I've also been thinking, what was this other one?
I still want my sandbox Daredevil game.
See, that would be a really good one. That'd be really cool.
Because it's like, I get...
We were talking about that once, and then Ricky was like, the whole screen is just black. It's his first-person Daredevil, and the entire screen is just black. That's fucked up, but it's good.
The controller vibrates constantly. Because that's what it would feel like for...
Girls have hours of fun with that game.
But, like, I don't know if it'd be like New York or just Hell's Kitchen. Because Hell's Kitchen is like 8 blocks wide.
Yeah, I would say just Hell's Kitchen, but have a really dense, deep Hell's Kitchen, you know. Not make it any bigger. I think 8 blocks by 8 blocks, you know, is fine. I think that's a good...
You can enter every, like, building. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really dense. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool.
And I just want a Daredevil game.
Yeah, we have one. It's for the Game Boy Advance.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, it did. It was the greatest game of all time.
You're wrong.
But I think a Simpsons game is something I would want to make. But like a hit and run, I would really want to be a part of like a hit and run too, where it's like this really like it's like a new Simpsons story, and a lot of the missions have references to really good Simpsons episodes.
So kind of like the Simpsons game.
Yeah, I wasn't as big of a fan of the Simpsons game.
Maybe it was because you weren't as young when you played it.
Yeah. But I still, like, I went back to Hit and Run. I still fucking love that game.
I do love that game.
It might just be, I don't think it was nostalgia, because, like, there were points where I was definitely like, okay, like, this didn't age well, but there were certain points where I was like, fuck, yes, this was awesome, and it still is.
And also, if it was nostalgia, we'd still call Simpsons Road Rage a good game.
So, we might have come to a brick in the road here of if we could make a game, because I didn't think this one fully through.
Oops.
But I want to keep going here. I want to go down a rabbit hole here. I want to start talking about what... We've already talked about game collections, right? Mm-hmm. But I want to talk about that like a little bit. Of like, if there was like a game series you could reboot, like what would you do? How would you change like the series? Like the main one here I want to hear from you is Ratchet and Clank. Like if you could make a Ratchet and Clank game, how would you do that?
Well, let's see. I do like what they're doing with the new one. Mm-hmm. Like... taking the original game, changing a few things around to make it more updated. Okay. And making it look a lot better. To me, I think if I rebooted Ratchet and Clank, one, I wouldn't have Captain Quark in it, because he's in, like, every game.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be in every game.
Yeah, like, Captain Quark is great. I love him.
Yeah.
He's like if Zap Brannigan was big.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, they use him so much. Like, going Commando, the ending, the twist in that game was just so they could have Captain Quark be back in it because they loved using him so much.
Yeah. He's a popular character.
Yeah. So I won't have Captain Quark. I won't have Dr. Nefarious because he started going down the same thing. Mm-hmm. I want him to get... I would get really weird with the weapons. Because, like...
yeah, like, those weapons are very unique.
Like, that's what makes Ratchet and Clank great. Just how weird those weapons get. Just like, my favorite weapon in any of those games will always be the Rift Inducer from Up Your Arsenal.
What does that one do?
It summons a black hole, and it just swallows enemies.
Huh, that's a good one.
And it's awesome. But
what would you change? So, like, your story changes would be you wouldn't have Quark, you wouldn't have
Dr. Nefarious.
Like what would the story be? Like, what would you have go on?
Like, I don't know if I'd have Ratchet and Clank meet up for the first time. Mm-hmm. Like, I think maybe it's like they just kind of like they've been working together for a while.
Okay.
When you start it.
And then you might slowly learn about, like, the relationship later, or just like, you don't need this explained, or...
Actually, that'd be cool, like, a character-driven thing about, like, how Ratchet and Clank grew to be friends. Because in the first game, Ratchet was a dick. So that'd be cool, like, seeing how their friendship grew. Okay. In a place where they've been working together.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Like, I can see, like, I can picture that sequence of, like like them like in current time, like on a mission, they're done with that, and then like they both rest, and then it's like you play like a flashback where it's like them like slowly like learning about each other.
It'd actually be kind of. I was just picturing in my head like they work together and then immediately they just don't talk to each other. Like they work together but they're not friends.
Yeah, I think
like if we weren't friends, and as soon as we ended this, I was just like, get the hell out of my house. Get the hell out of my house.
Which happens every week.
Drive yourself home.
I do.
Drive me home.
No.
Then drive yourself home.
Drive me home and then you walk home.
I have your car now and your girlfriend.
But yeah, I think that would definitely be cool. I just thought of a really good one. I just want to put it out there before I forget it. So,
yes.
the South Park Stick of Truth game. Mm-hmm. Not South Park, but it's still sort of that like RPG side-scrolling adventure, but Rick and Morty.
Oh, yes.
I think that would be really fucking cool. Because the Rick and Morty, like, that universe is already so expansive that you could just create new worlds and it would feel like it's just another episode. Like
you wouldn't even have to think about naming them. This is the planet Glarbadar.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
oh, you know what I think would be even better than like a Rick and Morty RPG? Rick and Morty point and click.
Yeah.
Morty. We're in a point and click game. What is that? It's from before your time, Morty.
www.rickandmorty.com.
They used to use it back during when Telltale and LucasArts and Sierra. LucasArts and Sierra used to be really popular in the 90s. Now we're in one of their games, but it's Telltale making us. Well, I don't know about this.
I don't really know.
Shut up and look at where that thing is pointing. The arrow key, Morty. The arrow.
Yeah, that would be really funny. That would be fucking awesome, actually.
You have to interact with this object with everything until you find something that works. Well, why can't anything just... It's a point-and-click game, Morty. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense until you realize how it works, Morty. You just have...
This is sounding more like a Tim Schafer game than just a regular point-and-click.
Yeah. I want Tim Schafer to make a Rick and Morty game.
Get your men at Double Fine to hit up the people from Adult Swim. Talk to the creators of Rick and Morty and get this on the fucking road here.
Morty. What is it, Rick? Get me a beer.
I would.
Where is it? Just click on the object and you'll get it.
A Tim Schafer making a Rick and Morty game. That'd be fucking hilarious.
I want this
because like Tim Schafer has always had like humor in his games and a
really weird sense of humor.
And really weird sense of humor that I think could possibly fit well with Rick and Morty.
Oh, no, it's the tentacles. It must be their day. Just like lots of references to old point-and-click games.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good one. I want to try to think of another good one that we could do. Let's just do it right on the spot. Like, let's think of an IP that we really like.
Daredevil.
Because I want to stray away from Batman, because I've already talked about.
The funniest one I ever came up with was I had this idea with my dad of a Tom Waits video game. Where it's just Tom Waits going around abandoned circuses and carnivals beating up midgets with a hacky sack.
Why?
Because it's funny.
Oh, you're just...
I would play a Tom Waits video game.
You're special.
There's an achievement that's called Tom Waits for No Man.
I'm trying to think, like, what hasn't been turned into a video game so far? Like a Futurama one would be cool.
That happened.
That happened?
What? Yeah, look it up right now. Trust me.
Look it up.
It happened. No one
gave a shit.
Yeah.
Futurama, the game. It was on PS2? What the fuck?
Yeah. Right there.
Holy crap. Oh, I sort of remember this cover. Okay.
I've never played it. Part of me wants to play it just to see what it's like.
It's got a 3 out of 5 on Metacritic, so it's got to be, like, decent. So,
yeah.
But it probably didn't age well.
There's also all those Family Guy games that always come out when you're not looking.
Ugh.
Like, why is there a new Family Guy game? You turn around, what? Why is Stewie on the cover?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Bob's Burgers mobile game about like cooking. I think like all of the like the Shimoda really likes those like dine and dash or diner dashing games on the
Games
iOS.
that try to be Tapper but aren't.
Exactly. I think it would be really cool for a Bob's Burger like just reskin of that. I think that would be funny. I would play that for like a day and then never play it again.
Yeah.
Which is what I do with most like mobile games.
H. John Benjamin somewhere in there. I could listen to that man talk forever.
And then
I just had the most ridiculous idea.
Okay.
Home movies point and click game.
See, and this is like another reason like I want to try to think of really weird games that we could make, because a really weird game that I saw that was on the PS4 that just came out of nowhere, totally like no one advertised this, was a Goosebumps adventure game specifically for this gen.
Weird.
And it's like, it doesn't have anything to do with the movie, but it's just like this really, like they made it old school on purpose, and it's like really weird. So
does it play like Zombies Ate My Neighbors? Because it better.
I don't know if it does.
Because that seems like...
I just saw like a trailer for it, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on here? So I'm trying to think of like...
I want a good Star Trek game.
A good Star Trek game would be awesome. Like those fucking...
Like there was a really weird one for the NES.
Yeah.
Where you never had any idea what to do.
Okay, here's how you do a Star Trek game correctly. You start off with an entirely new character. You don't play as Kirk or Spock or the Next Gen or anything. You start as a character, like your own person. I would sort of make a Star Trek game sort of like how Fallout 3 is played, where it's sort of you have this huge entire map that you can
go to different planets.
Go to different planets, but like you choose, like there's a definite like story finish, but for all of this side stuff, like you choose how that rolls out. And like you're your own character, you build like your own like team on the Enterprise. Like it's entirely just new generation, specifically made for a Star Trek video game. I think that'd be fucking dope.
I just had the best idea, and this will either end up... I feel like this game would either be incredibly amazing or the worst thing ever. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Action adventure, third-person shooter, based on Archer.
Third person though? Like, would it be a side scroller or like literally like 3D models of Archer?
That would be weird.
Because that would be that. I don't think that would translate well.
It would not.
Yeah,
but I still kind of want it. Or a point and click Archer game.
Yeah, like we're just thinking about it. Like I've got point and clicks on my mind, especially because of Broken Age.
Yeah. So also, because point and click games go well for things that are humorous.
Exactly.
What is this? Can I drink it?
I'm trying to think of...
Arrested Development fighting game.
Oh, yes. That sounds like one of those really bad like computer games that came out in like the early 2000s.
Yeah. It's like you find it in a bargain bin at one of those like long gone like computer stores, like CompUSA. You like find it in a bargain bin, and it's like, what is this?
What the fuck happened here?
You like find it next to the Dirty Dancing game.
I think that's really all I can come up with. I think our two best ideas:
Rick and Morty,
point and click, Rick and Morty, and then Fallout 3 style Star Trek.
Yeah.
Do we want to leave it there?
I think that sounds good.
Thank you so much for joining this sort of weird episode. I should have given more thought to this episode.
There's a driving mission. Morty, you got to turn into a car.
So thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Talking Shit. The topic today is if we could make a video game. Didn't go so well. We might return to it to expand.
When this guy's thought of something.
When I've thought of something, we'll have Ricky think of something. Like actually think for like a month of like, if we could make a game, like what would it be about? What are the mechanics and all that stuff?
I would now I really want that Rick and Morty point and click.
I know. We should. Tim Schafer. Seriously. Let's get him on the phone. Let's have him hit up the creators of Rick and Morty. Get that shit. Like, just get that shit started.
Get Tim Schafer. Call Dan Harmon.
Yeah.
Get this made. I want it in my lap.
So thank you so much again for joining us. And what did you think of our ideas? Just weird, just spitballing. Weird ideas. What do you think of those? You can leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you've had any cool thoughts of your own on video games that you would like to make, leave those also as well. in the comments below. If you liked our ideas, and if you want to share with Mr. Tim Schafer about this great idea of a Rick and Morty point-and-click adventure game, you should share this with your friends and Tim Schafer and the fine people at Double Fine, and also with the creators of Rick and Morty. And if you liked our ideas, again, like the like button, share, subscribe to our channel for more future ideas of possible video games that we would want to create. And, of course, if you have any suggestions, topic suggestions specifically for talking shit, you can always tweet them at us at baiazonagamers. You can tweet me at BenandlerChong. You can tweet Henry over here at HenrySource. And, of course, if you don't have Twitter, you can always email us at baiazonagamers@gmail.com. And also, if you have any tech questions of visuals, sound, all that good stuff, you can also tweet at our tech guy at 7Morse, but the O in Morse is a 0. You can check in the description below.
You just like hearing the distance howdy.
And if you want more BCG content, if you want some of our YouTube content early, you can also check out our SoundCloud, soundcloud.com. It's below. Just check the link. We have a podcast there every Sunday. Goes up. Fun stuff goes on over there. So thank you one last time for joining us. And until next time, have a great day full of shit talking and... I don't know.
Morty.
You gotta turn into a car, Morty.
You gotta turn into a car.
I really don't know how I feel about that, Rick.
No, Morty, you just gotta think. I put a chip into your head. It'll let you turn into a car. You just gotta think. I'm trying. Morty, I found a taxi. Let's go.